Good evening, YouTubers. This is your friendly neighborhood Saya, and I am doing my first response video to a video I just watched called Why Black Men Don't Date Black Women. And this is a subject that I feel pretty passionate about, and so I felt prompted to actually do a response. The video basically stated that she had heard, the person that did the video had heard that there were three main reasons why black men don't date black women. And I feel that those reasons were actually pretty accurate. There's reasons that I've heard time and time again, things being talked about and discussed amongst the fellas. You know how that goes. Basically, however, I feel that we need to dig a little bit deeper. It is my opinion that the scar between black men and black women is very, very deep. And there are a lot of reasons for that, and there were a lot of mistakes made on both sides. So you come to one of the biggest things being accountability. And the other big thing being honesty. And if you're a person that doesn't have those virtues, then you're going to have relationship problems, and you're going to be in certain situations no matter what race you're a part of. I personally happen to feel that black men are very, very traditional. I feel that they're more traditional than most men. They're the type of people that hold those old type of values, and that in and of itself I personally see as a problem. I see that there needs to be an evolution in how the male role in and of itself, but especially the black male role, is perceived in their own mind. In other words, they have to realize that they want to change for themselves. It's kind of discouraging for me because when I see black men in the community, to be perfectly honest with you, I see the same scenarios that have been perpetrated for the last 20, 30, 40 years. And even though that person may not be in a negative aspect, I feel that that person may be reflecting a negative aspect without even realizing it. And I feel that that person feels that that's their identity, and that's the other part of the problem, because of the other scars that the black community has in and of itself. It's something that's very, very difficult to move forward within ourselves as a community, because it's ridiculous. This rift is epidemic. The rift between men and women is epidemic, and I say this because I don't know. I'm currently single. Say whatever you want, whatever. That's fine. But I feel like there's so many people that have put up with so much just to get laid, or just to say that they're in a relationship, or just because they wound up being in a situation that they couldn't get away from. And I feel that that's irresponsible, and I feel that that does yourself a huge disservice. There's more to life than a status quo. There's more to life than just perpetrating tradition. And I feel that most people believe that, it's the same old thing. And people are out there and they're treating each other like crap, for lack of a better word, or for lack of getting the video taken down, honestly. But they're treating each other like crap. There's such a huge lack of trust. There's such a true lack of connection. There's such a true lack of honesty between two people that creates healthy relationships and that create healthy families. And that spirals upward into communities. And that's why I feel so passionate about this, because you know what I mean? I know I kind of sound like a Republican, but family values. What can you say? That it's the couple that has a child that's where it stems from. You know what I mean? And our community, there's been so many things that have gone on that have just been horrendous and have given us as individuals, as black men and black women, so many scars to work through, that working through them together has been just horrific. It's not really worked out the way that it should. Personally, I have known a number of black men that have I don't date black women, and one of them was a pretty good friend of mine. I'd known him for quite a few years. He dated a lot of strippers. Yes, indeed. None of them black. As he stated, he doesn't like black women. He ended up getting taken for a ride for about to the tune of $4,000 by one of them. Another one, he ended up being in a very bad situation regarding her child. The next person that he wound up with, he actually had a child with, and that was something that just was crazy. Let's just say there were weapons involved between the two of them. Defense and trying to do this and do that, and it was just something that wound up as a mess. And she also was not black. And I feel like he chose all of that to be with someone that was not the same race as him. And I feel that that's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Because if he would have made the choice to be with someone, to be with me, yes, me, he would not have gone through any of those things. And of course, he wouldn't have known that unless he made that choice, because I could say anything I want, but until I prove it to him, he wouldn't have known that. And I just feel like he is married to an Italian girl right now. I'm pretty sure they're doing all right. I haven't talked to him in quite a long time, but I'm sure he's doing okay. He basically put it out there that, yeah, there's too much lip and too much baby daddy drama and this and that and the other thing, and, I like real women and this and that and the other thing. And I feel like there is so much that we need to understand about each other still, that we shouldn't just decide that we're going to leave this particular type of person alone, or this particular type of person alone. Excluding someone on the basis of race, I think, is a very bad decision. I don't think that it's a good way to live your life. I mean, you may have reasons, they may be validated in your own mind. I mean, personally, if you ask me, the experiences that I've had with black men have not been positive. However, I can say that I haven't gotten to the point in my mind where I've said I don't want to date black men. I've simply said I'm not going to put up with being cheated on, with being lied to, with being disrespected, with being controlled, with any type of getting physical, unless it's in the right way, of course. But none of that. And you have to stand by those choices. So, okay. So that doesn't mean I'm going to say that people in this particular group do this and people in that particular group do this. It's just the simple fact that I'm going to take it on a case-by-case basis. In other words, I'm going to give that individual the benefit of the doubt. If you step to me and things get started and you screw up and it's done. You know what I mean? If you step to me and I like what you do, then things can continue. If not, well, then we'll, catch you on down the road sometime. But I just feel that it's important for there to be an open dialogue, because it's serious. I'm concerned. You know what I mean? I weep for our nation's future. The babies. Think about the babies. all of those babies being shuffled back and forth between baby mama and baby daddy because we can't get our stuff together. Come on, people. Let's get real. Let's get real. That's what it's all about. Being real. And if you can't do that, and if you can't handle somebody that's real, well, I guess you can't handle somebody that's real, and it's next. So that's my thoughts about it. And I know it might not be what most people would expect, but there it is in a nutshell. Anyway, this is your friendly neighborhood Saya signing off.